It was a tranquil morning at Green Mart Grocery. The aroma of freshly prepared bread perfumed the atmosphere, and the aisles remained hushed. Marcus Ellis, a man of considerable stature, African descent in his late 30s, entered wearing a charcoal-colored hooded sweatshirt, denim trousers, and a gold timepiece. His objective wasn't extensive shopping, but rather to examine the recently introduced premium sock collection at the store. Marcus selected a pair, gently tested the fabric's elasticity, and a look of satisfaction spread across his face. He was intimately familiar with that material. He had contributed to its selection. However, the cashier, Becky, was unaware of this. In her perception, Marcus wasn't a divisional overseer evaluating merchandise. He was merely a suspicious individual loitering near the displays. She leaned towards her colleague, whispering, "Keep a close watch on him. He's lingered too long." Her co-worker appeared hesitant. Perhaps he's just browsing. But Becky had already made up her mind. She approached him purposefully. "Sir, if your intention isn't to purchase, I must request you cease handling the merchandise." Marcus appeared perplexed. "Excuse me? I observed you concealing an item in your pocket," she declared. He responded with a frown. "You are mistaken." "Produce the contents of your pockets," she demanded, her voice escalating. The attention of other patrons shifted towards them. Marcus felt the weight of their gazes. With composure, he stated, "You truly do not wish to proceed with this." Becky, however, disregarded his caution and reached for her mobile device. Within moments, she was initiating a call to the authorities. Little did she know, she had just initiated the most calamitous 5 minutes of her professional life. By the time law enforcement arrived, a profound silence had enveloped the entire establishment. 2 officers entered, one a seasoned veteran, the other a youthful, enthusiastic recruit, both bearing an expression that indicated their preconceived notions were firmly in place. Becky immediately signaled them over, gesturing directly at Marcus. "That's him. He was stuffing items into his hoodie. Search his pockets before he attempts an escape." Marcus remained stationary, the same pair of socks still in his hand. He exhibited no outward reaction. The senior officer stepped forward. "Sir, we received a report concerning potential shoplifting. Would you mind displaying the contents of your pockets?" Marcus exhaled slowly. "You are welcome to inspect. I have nothing to conceal." As the officer commenced the search, Marcus maintained his composure. He retrieved his car keys, his wallet, and his mobile phone. Nothing else. Yet, Becky remained unconvinced. "He must have discarded it somewhere. I witnessed it." The younger officer's voice intensified. "Turn around, sir." Marcus met his gaze directly. "On what grounds? You have already conducted a search." The officer advanced, his tone now more assertive. "Just comply." Every individual in the store was observing. An elderly woman shook her head in disapproval. A mother clutched her child's hand more tightly. The atmosphere was fraught with awkwardness, though not for Marcus. It was for Becky. Marcus eventually turned, his demeanor unfazed as the officers subjected him to another pat-down. Still, nothing was found. Becky's voice wavered. "He was precisely here. I saw him conceal something." The senior officer's brow furrowed as he surveyed the surroundings. "Madam, there is nothing on his person, and no security footage corroborates the alleged theft." It was then that Marcus finally addressed them, his voice measured yet resolute. "Are you finished?" The officer hesitated. "Yes, you are cleared." Marcus nodded, then directed his attention towards Becky. His gaze conveyed a sense of foreboding that unsettled her even before she understood why. "Excellent," he stated calmly, "because now it is my turn to pose some inquiries." Becky blinked. "Your turn?" Marcus reached into his pocket and produced a small black card bearing a gold emblem, the official identification of a Green Mart regional manager. Her complexion drained of color. The instant that badge was revealed, Becky faltered. Her confident stance vanished. The officers exchanged glances, uncertain whether to intervene or remain silent. Marcus rotated the card slowly between his fingers. "Do you recognize this? Regional manager? Green Mart establishments." His tone was placid, yet each word delivered a significant impact. I oversee 12 locations throughout this state, including this one. My arrival was unannounced, intended to observe the morning staff's interaction with patrons. Becky's jaw dropped. You cannot be serious. Marcus tilted his head. Do I appear to be jesting? A profound silence descended upon the store. The hum of the refrigeration units was audible. Patrons who had been recording on their devices continued to do so, sensing a significant event unfolding. The senior officer cleared his throat. Sir, we were unaware of your position, Marcus interjected. I am aware. You were responding to a report, but in the future, please ascertain the facts before making assumptions of guilt. He then turned his attention back to Becky. As for you, why did you summon law enforcement against a patron without first verifying the circumstances? She stammered. I believed. You believed incorrectly, he stated sharply. You observed a black gentleman in a hooded garment and leaped to conclusions. You subjected me to humiliation, caused a waste of police resources, and created a spectacle before customers. This is not the standard of Green Mart operations. Tears welled in Becky's eyes. Sir, please, I did not intend... Cease, Marcus commanded coldly. You did not even inquire if I required assistance. You presumed me to be a pilferer. That speaks volumes about your character. If you have followed this narrative this far, please indicate it in the comments. How would you have responded in Marcus's situation? And if you are finding these stories compelling, please hit the subscribe button to ensure you don't miss such moments in the future. Marcus addressed the officers. Thank you for your time, gentlemen. You are dismissed. They departed with an awkward nod, casting lingering glances at Becky, who stood motionless behind the counter. Marcus sighed, withdrew his mobile phone, and stated softly, It's time to contact Human Resources. Her heart sank. She understood this was the inevitable consequence. Her career was precariously balanced. Marcus stood near the cash register, phone in hand, his voice calm yet precise. Hello, Janet. Yes, it's Marcus Ellis. I am at the downtown branch conducting an unscheduled assessment, and we are encountering a significant issue. Becky's stomach churned. She whispered, Please, sir, reconsider. I will lose my position. Marcus did not even glance in her direction. You should have contemplated that possibility before contacting the authorities about your own supervisor. Within minutes, the district human resources representative joined the call. Marcus provided a comprehensive account of the events, detailing the unfounded accusation and the unnecessary involvement of law enforcement. Becky attempted to interject, but each time she opened her mouth, Marcus's voice preempted her. I will not tolerate racial profiling under my management, he declared firmly. Initiate an immediate suspension pending a full investigation. There was a brief silence on the line. Then, the HR representative's voice responded, Understood. Effective immediately. Becky's expression became vacant. She leaned against the counter, murmuring, That was not my intention. Marcus finally looked at her. It is never about your intent. It is about your actions. Patrons throughout the store began to murmur. Some nodded in agreement, while others offered quiet applause. Becky realized that everyone present had witnessed the moment she forfeited everything. Marcus placed the socks on the counter, offered a faint smile, and said, Process this purchase under my name. I will still remit payment. I do not take possession of items I have not rightfully acquired. He turned and walked towards the exit, the entire store watching in hushed silence. Becky remained frozen, tears streaming down her face as the sound of Marcus's footsteps echoed across the floor. As he reached the doorway, he paused momentarily and stated without looking back, Perhaps in the future you will perceive individuals for who they are rather than what you presume them to be. He then departed, composed, dignified, and unperturbed, leaving behind a profound lesson that would resonate with everyone in that establishment. If you have reached this juncture, please type "Respect costs nothing" in the comments, and remember to subscribe. More impactful narratives like this are released daily.